everybody. It's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. I'm so glad you guys could join me today. It's time for another masterclass in my Tuesday tip series. And during the month of September 2021, we are talking about one sheet wonders. And a one sheet wonder is basically where we take one sheet of cardstock or designer series paper and we create as many different things as we can with just that one sheet. Today is no exception. Let me share with you the cards I want to teach you today. I love these cards. They are so simple, very, very easy to do. I think they're absolutely beautiful. The designer series paper speaks for itself. But you know what the best part is? They're going to save you time. And who couldn't use a little extra time right now, right? Well, I'm excited to share these cards with you, but hey, be sure to stick around to the end of the video. I have another set of 6 cards to share, so today's kind of a double feature. So we're going to head over to my stamping table. I'm going to teach you how to create some beautiful cards that are going to save you time. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the supplies you need to create these 6 cards. I want you to notice this very different paper. You go, Connie, trees upside down. I know. That's what makes this type of designer series paper so perfect for these cards, because we're just going to cut it in half and then we're going to cut these down so that we create our 6 cards. And you're going to notice throughout Stampin' Up's designer series paper, you're going to notice other sheets of the paper that are like this. And this technique is going to be perfect for those. This paper here, this is from the Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. And you can see it is a 12 by 12, and I keep trying to get it out of the light because it's got this fantastic silver foil. So that's what's going to make this a really gorgeous card. Let me go ahead and talk about the other supplies that you need. I have 6 card bases that are in the basic white thick. These are each cut 4 1/4 by 11 inches and scored at 5 1/2 inches. We are also going to need some smoky slate cardstock. This is cut, I have 6 pieces as well, 4 1/8 by 5 1/2. And the very last thing you're going to need are some ribbon knots. I chose this gorgeous white organdy. Do you notice the glitter in it? I thought that was perfect because it kind of reminded me of snow. And we have 6 of those. And my friends, that is all we need. So let's get to cutting on that designer series paper. So the first thing we need to do to cut this down is we want to make sure our trees are on the right and the left, okay? We're going to cut right down the middle at 6 inches. So basically, we're going to cut this 12 by 12 in half. And you can see that's going to give us 2 identical sheets. Now for this card and this particular designer series paper, I'm going to get a little creative. I'm going to cut off the bottom of this, and we're going to use it, but we're going to cut off the bottom of this, and let's cut this down to 4 3/4 of an inch. So you see, we're cutting off 1 1/4 inch here each. Right. We're going to do that same thing down. And you know what? I'm going to share with you a little trick. Designer series paper. Did you know that you could layer 2 of these together and cut them at once? So that's going to save you some time too. Let's cut these down to 4 inches. So guys, I have 2 layers of this designer series paper. There's 4 inches, there's 4 inches, and that leaves me another 4 inches. There are my 6 card fronts for my fabulous cards. I'm telling you, I told you it was going to be fast, and that is fast. Now, you remember these wonderful little pieces. Let's put these together. Let's layer these together, and you're going to see we're going to cut those down to 4 inches as well. All right, now we are going to take those 6 smoky slate pieces, and we are going to adhere our designer series paper onto these, and I want you to stay up at the top. And you notice it's a really narrow, really tight mat. I kind of like the looks of that. You notice how big this is here? Yep, I'm aware of that. We're going to do something. So let's adhere all 6 of these pieces onto our smoky slate. All right, we're going to add our last one right here. All right, that part's ready to go. Now remember those strips. Let's go ahead and bring those in, and let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to create a little snow. And to do that, I'm going to flip it over. I want to be on the opposite side. And I'm going to tear this, and I'm going to tear it into a snowbank. All right. So you notice I'm going to kind of come down. And you notice I'm just doing little tiny spurts. We don't want to get in a hurry to do this. And let's bring that snowbank up, just like that. Now, when I flip that over and I add it right here to my card, look at that. I get a really pretty little snowbank on my cards. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that now with all of these little strips. And by the way, this part, it's optional, but I do love the look of adding that little bit at the bottom, and it just gives kind of a little bit of this extra texture. You notice that tearing edge just kind of looks like maybe soft, fresh fallen snow. All right, I have added adhesive to the back of all of those. And now we're just simply going to come in, and where you put this is up to you. We are going to be doing a little more tearing here at the bottom. So I'm just going to line that up right there with the designer series paper. Let me add all of these. Hey, if you missed any of the measurements for my cards today, not a problem. Just look down in the YouTube description. You're going to find a link that'll take you directly to my blog post for today, and all the measurements are waiting for you. Hey, and if you want to order any of the supplies that I use, not a problem. Click the supply list. It's right there at simplysimplestamping.com. You can order directly from my website right there. And guys, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I hope you'll check it out at simplysimplestamping.com. All right, are you ready to put some cards together? Let's go. All right, now we're just going to take the smoky slate and we're going to give this a little tearing edge. Now this tearing is going to be a little bit different because we're going to let the raw edge, that kind of rough edge, show down here where we put that underneath up here at the top. So yeah, it's just another kind of like a nice little contrast of the tearing. And I just love the way the tearing looks. Now, if you didn't want to do this tearing, you go, Connie, it's just not my thing. Not a problem. You can just trim down your smoky slate, and you're going to want that to be 5 3/8 of an inch. All right, I am almost done with my tearing, and that means it's time to stamp. You are going to pick your favorite Christmas sentiment. All right. I loved this Merry Christmas that's in the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. And then I love the May this special season be wrapped in love and joy. And I thought that would be a good one for the inside. Of course, this hoping that your busy year comes together and Christmas cheer sure is nice too. So I'm going to stamp all of these cards the same. And I'm going to use this Merry Christmas and this sentiment here. We are going to do that in a smoky slate ink pad. And I'm simply going to add that right up there in the corner. Okay, very, very simple. So I think you're starting to see just how quick these cards can come together. Now I wanted to show you these two. That tree is a little bit high. So these two, I'm actually going to center up my Merry Christmas, or maybe not bring it quite so far over. It's up to you, but just be aware, you are probably going to hit a couple of these cards where your tree is kind of in your way of your sentiment. So just be prepared to kind of move that over. I've now got all of my card bases, and we're ready to stamp the inside sentiment. Now I have to tell you, when it comes to cards, sometimes I struggle with what to say. I tend to stamp my sentiment down maybe about a third of the way down. So I have enough room to say, thinking of you, love Connie. If you like to write a lot, go ahead and stamp your sentiment a little bit higher up. But all right, time to add our adhesive to the back of all of our one sheet wonder cards and add them to our card bases. And my final step are these organdy glittered ribbons. And I love to put them on with mini glue dots. And do you see what I'm doing? I'm just putting all of the ribbons right here, pressing them onto the glue dots. This just kind of saves me time. I know I'm making 6 cards, so I might as well get all 6 of those on there. Now we can simply add them right here to the edge of each card. I'm telling you, I told you it was fast and easy. Just look at those. And my last one, and my 6 cards. I've got 6 Christmas cards that are beautiful. They have shimmer and shine, which is what Christmas is so known for. But if you don't need some Christmas cards, how about I share with you some all occasion cards where I use this exact same technique. The measurements are slightly different, so stick with me. So this is a different designer series paper. This is from Blackberry Beauty. I think this is so gorgeous. Do you see it's that same thing? The images are upside down. They're kind of a mirror image of each other. The measurements are a little bit different. We're still going to cut this down to 6 inches. But when we cut down here, we're only going to cut 4 7/8. All right, so we're not going to cut as much because this paper, well, we didn't really need snow at the bottom, did we? So we're going to cut this a little bit different. In fact, I'm going to now just bring in the cards so that you can see why these are different. So I used my Very Vanilla Thick on this one. And do you notice I just changed up the ribbon on all of these? This one has no ribbon at all. But I kind of moved things around. I used some gray granite. I used some of the faux suede and early espresso. There's some of that scallop trim, linen thread. This one I used that gold glitter ribbon and I love or shimmer ribbon, forgive me, shimmer ribbon. And you see there's wonderful gold in this paper. Now you might be wondering, but why that? Well, that's called Connie messed up. Yeah, I stamped crooked. What do? You just use a little scrap piece of Very Vanilla and you cover it up. Yep, that's what we do around here. We do make mistakes. But I thought these were gorgeous. And look at all these different occasions. I've got congratulations and sympathy and birthday and thank you and friendship. And those were done with the Peaceful Moments stamp set. So a really fabulous one with lots and lots of sentiments for all occasions. So I wanted you to kind of see those too, that this is a technique that you can take beyond Christmas. And did you know these also make great gifts? We can take these gorgeous cards and why not put them inside one of our clear card acetate boxes. So the 6 cards, I promise they will fit. There's just the one in the back that wants to be stubborn. We can then add 6 matching envelopes. And just like that, we have ourselves a fantastic gift to give this holiday. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the cards. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. And if you haven't subscribed, there is a great big red subscribe button and it's lonely and it's just waiting for you to click so that you can become a subscriber to my channel and get involved with what we share here twice a week. Be sure to share with your crafty friends as well. We'd love to have as many of you join in on the fun. All right, that is all for me. Go create something amazing today and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.